Yo, can you hear me, Fee?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Wait, let me say something one more time. Hello,
Say that again?
hello. I'm trying to get the volumes on this VOD proper. Say something again.
Hello, hello?
Cool. All right, should be good. All right. So, how are things going?
Uh, Pretty good. Can't complain. Been messing around with Seven and a little bit of Tag 2, but
Yeah,
like
Tag 2's addicting.
explicitly not getting distracted because like no, I need to play Tekken 7 because
Yeah,
that's what I want to do.
that's what I'm doing right now. I'm like, I can't play Tag 2 right now.
Just in fits and starts a little bit. But
Okay, so while you're prepping for Evo Japan, um, how is that preparation going? What are you trying to do?
so I've been doing a couple things. The main thing that I've been doing is like finding key moves in like each character, right?
Right.
And trying to more or less memorize my responses for things like ahead of time.
Yeah.
Like just get matchup knowledge written down and like ingrained in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Trying to do that a little bit every day with like throw break training and stuff, so
Yeah.
that like my reactions are ready. But I kind of want to go over more of like my strategy, like how I'm approaching fighting things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so in the meantime, I'm working on, yeah, like I said, basic strategy and like execution stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much it.
Okay. Um, what is your approach to Steve in a tournament setting?
So my approach is establish neutral as hard as possible with
Okay.
his like cheap buttons, right? Like back ones, 1-2-1s, quarter circle forward one, and down forward two. Like force the opponent to deal with them
Uh huh.
because like they're just good
Yeah.
and pretty safe. And it's more of like a timing game of like I know that this beats these options.
Mm-hmm.
My only question is, are they gonna do the wild counter? And if so, win? But otherwise, it's just to force neutral, out solid people, and yeah, just pretty much whittle stuff down. That's my strategy.
Yeah, that's good. That's kind of the speed kicks game plan too. Is like you have a default layer and you know what's strong, and then you force your opponent to deal with those. And if they answer those, you have your counters prepared, right? Like you know what the counters are, right? So somebody's playing around back one and 1-2-1. What does that generally look like to you? Obviously, matchups are going to be different, so like you can just pick a character that you can think of and like go through that, I guess.
Gotcha. Are you asking me, or are you
Mm-hmm,
just?
mm-hmm. So if like
Um,
if I were to tell you like say like Noctis, like if you're playing against Noctis and he is like countering your back one, 1-2-1, down 4-2, what would that probably look like?
Gotcha. So yeah, if somebody's countering back one and 1-2-1, then they're either for back one, they're either ducking,
Uh-huh.
like on reaction or preemptively, or they're stepping like very like specifically,
Mm-hmm.
and then 1-2-1, basically the same thing, but like maybe even harder because like 1-2-1 stays out longer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty much gonna switch for both of those to either just down forward one, or down forward two on like different timings,
Uh-huh.
or I'm going to bait the reaction with like a dash block,
Right.
like a neutral.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, yeah.
That's good. What other counters exist to your strong buttons?
Sorry, say that again.
What
Sorry,
other
my.
counters exist to those strong buttons you listed?
So right. So to back one, aside from like hard ducking and stepping, uh, you can. Well, there's crush moves, I guess, which
Mm-hmm.
sort of are like ducking.
Right.
But there's also like just blocking it,
Mm-hmm.
which like sort of the best thing to do,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
and use the frame advantage. So like really good people just do the jab, right?
Uh-huh.
Um, like a single jab and then see what happens because
Mm-hmm.
it gives options. And like right, uh, I guess I personally have a tendency to go into flicker offense off of
Hmm.
my back.
Okay.
So people just hardwire in like the counters to that, like they're ready to go. So I have to like force myself to recognize when my back ones are being blocked, if that
Hmm.
makes sense, you know.
Right, and then how you play the situation after. Okay. Yep, sounds good. Let's play some games and we'll assess as things go on.
And just one other thing I wanted to bring up.
Yeah, what's
Uh,
up?
I specifically learned Claudio to like for certain matchups.
Okay, which
Mainly
matchup?
like Marduk and Biggs,
Okay.
but like mainly Marduk. Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's fine.
I do use him. I'm like learning to use him in as many matchups as possible. But like in a tournament, if I end up fighting somebody that plays Marduk or like Jack or something, and I can't beat their Jack, I'm going to
Hmm.
switch to Claudio.
Okay.
Yeah, just to
My Marduk
know.
and Jack are very budget, but we can try it out and see what it feels like.
Okay.
Both the Steve and the Claudio.
Yeah, I want to do like one set with Steve and then one with Claudio, and then
Yeah.
maybe switch back to Steve, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Round one. Fight. One, two. KO. Round two. Fight. One, two. One, two. KO. Round three. Fight. One, two. KO. Round four. Fight. KO.
あ、プロンプトさっきレアキャラ引いたわ。あ、
I'm going all out. Round 1. Fight. One, two. Shoot, shoot. One, two. One, two. Shoot. KO. Round 2. Fight. KO. Round 3. Fight. Shoot. One, two. Shoot. Yeah. Yeah. See ya. KO. Round 4. Fight. One, two. KO.
あ、プロンプトさっきレアキャラ引いた
Are we doing 2 out of 3s or?
We can do that if you prefer. I think that might be good for tournament prep and stuff, but up to you. That's usually what I do.
Sounds good.
What kind of things are you seeing or like dealing with?
There we go. There we go. Could you say that again?
Yeah, what kind of things are you like seeing or dealing with?
Oh, so there's a few like, so for me, right? I'm running into just like a technical thing of like doing quarter circle forward one on hitbox is just challenging for me.
Okay.
Like I can do it in training really easily,
Mhm.
but for some reason trying to do it on reaction, like after dashing and stuff in
Mhm.
matches, it's making my spacing a little like harder than I want it to be.
I see.
So I have to like use other moves, which yeah, but that's
In
one thing.
in practice, are you also doing it off of forward dashes and things like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's more of like a subconscious thing,
Yeah.
but that's just one thing that like I meant to do quarter circle forward one more. Like I even tried it a few times in the match. Like
Uh-huh.
I can do it, but like there was a couple times at the wall where it didn't come out when I wanted it to, and I just did like down forward one. I think one time I did sidestep while standing one. That was supposed to be quarter circle
I see.
forward
I see.
one.
You should play some
So, yeah.
sets. You can do it here if you really want, but I recommend playing sets in the future where your only goal is just to vibe out and hit QCF ones.
Gotcha.
Like whether it's like lower level or quick match or something where you don't have to think very much. Just like only do QCF ones out of like natural movement, or you can even do it in arcade mode. Like go to arcade mode and fight the bot, and then just like spam like QCF ones like out of different movements and things like that. if practice mode isn't getting you to that position to do it, arcade mode's like the next step up, and then like you can put it into actual matches, stuff like that.
The other thing I noticed is when I was playing you, like your spacing with like off of 1-2s, with your backdash, like your confidence in your backdash was really, I guess, forcing certain things. Like for my approach, it felt like I kind of had to come in with a 1-2 at like seemingly random timings, or like a down forward 1 to kind of beat your zoning in a way, because otherwise, if I came in like at predictable times or like when I really wanted to, I would get clipped by 1-2, and then at the distance where I wanted to dash and start offense, you were able to kind of keep me out with like 1-2 or back 1+2 or whatever it is, back 2.
Oh my, yeah, back to yeah.
Yeah.
So I was trying to play to deny your back 1 as much as possible, and when I saw that my down back 3 wasn't getting down forward 2'd, it was getting low blocked. That was why I was playing to back 2 more often, because I wasn't as afraid of eating a down forward 2, and out of neutral, a dash back 1 is still like usually slower than a back 2. And so if I'm not whiffing back 2, or you're not like countering it with whiff punish or down forward 2 from far, or 1-2-1, then it makes it easier for me. So it's kind of a few things, like seeing how I'm playing around your, like, because you hit me with like a back 1 or 2, right? And then I was just playing hard denial on that. And then because I saw you were, I think it was the first down back 3 I threw out, you like put in a low block, right? So I was kind of like, oh, okay, regardless of what I do, he's looking to find a low block. That gives me like easy access to my mid. So sometimes you can vary how you're playing around the counters to your back 1. Like, it doesn't have to be a block, it can be the counter hit, it can be the low parry, it can be lots of other things. Do you want to run another Noctis first 2, or do you want me to try another character so you get some more other practice?
Why don't we do? Just stick with Noctis for this.
Right.
And, yeah.
Problem.
So I think. Yeah, I think I'll get like more matchup.
Welcome to the King Noctis Lucis
You got
Island.
Right now, I just want to focus on iron out some things that I want to work on.
Cool. Works for me.
Yeah.
Get ready for the next battle.
But yeah, actually, after this set, I'll play Claudio, so I don't forget.
Yep.
Because I do want to practice switching it up.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh my god.
Round 2. Fight. KO. Round 3. Fight.
Oh my god, that counter hit.
Kenny
Insane.
wanting to do like
KO.
or like explicitly trying not to do running too.
Round
Yeah.
4. Fight.
Oops.
Only so far a man can walk.
Get ready for the next battle. Round 1. Fight. KO. Round 2. Fight.
Oh god.
KO. Round 3. Fight.
Oh no. Oh god.
Oh, sling duck.
KO. You lose.
Hey you, you wanna try me, Gov?
Fight. KO. Round 3. Fight. KO. Round 4. Fight.
Hmm.
KO. Final round. Fight. KO.
Piece of cake.
Let me do a couple with Claudio.
Mm-hmm. One thing I noticed is that you're actually like your timing game is really scary because when I started heavily playing against back one, I was dying to a bunch of other shit, right? Like the smaller stuff, which is good. And then you would give it back to me off of like a flicker 2 or flicker back 2, trying to read like either like a thirst to kill you or like a retaliation that never was really coming. Those can, I don't know what the psychology is happening there, but you don't have to necessarily make a comeback at that moment or fight back at that moment to earn back that damage. Just by you like existing on the screen, you have all this pressure, right? So what is better is holding all of that and convincing me that like I can kill you or something like that. And that's when your button is stronger. If you're noticing that my style is more backdash heavy, right? Like flicker 2 and flicker back 2 aren't the most effective. Better to play forward dashes and like, especially against Noxus, like he's not going to do like a safe down forward 2 or like a hop kick, right? As like a standard option. So you're mostly afraid of eating like a back 2 or like a low poke and then like falling behind, right? But otherwise, it's really, really fine to be in a situation where you have to eventually find a comeback. It doesn't have to be at that exact moment. Those were the openings that really gave me a lot of windows. The other thing is there's some whiff punishment that will really tie everything together. So like I will be fighting back against you and I'll like make a small whiff when you have rage. and not killing me with the rage drive there gives me a lot more comfort than I deserve at that moment. So when you're in rage, you're like your opponent is afraid of you just running up and doing the drive, right? So like they can't really just duck. You have a lot of leeway to do some lows, things like that. And if your opponent's really afraid of eating the lows, then they might try to keep you out, and that's the whiff you want to look for with the drive and Sonic Fang in general. But that will tie everything together, because if they try not to whiff by dashing in, that's more back one fodder. Yeah.
Could you say that one more time? So if they're not trying to whiff,
Yeah, they
then
have to
I
dash in, right? And dashing in costs frames, and that gives you more time to back one. Like even a dash jab is liable to being back one.
They're trying to dash in.
Right, because they don't want to whiff against your rage drive. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, the other thing is, yeah, I don't think you down forward 2 me once, and that move is really fucking good. Down forward 2 is really nasty. Obviously you know why, but the ways I was playing around your back one, like you would clip me with the back one because I would do full crouch and then play the mid into your duck, and you would just back one me, which works. But the down forward 2 is a kind of catch-all where you like, it takes away my option to just run up and duck into you. And that makes it way easier for you to start playing your offense and then like incentivizing another dumb play into your back one. Does that make sense?
Gotcha. So the down forward 2 is more of a catch-all of like that kind of dash up duck.
Yeah, it's your
style.
back one against high crush. That's like that's way to frame it. So like 1-2-1 covers everything fast on like a soft read. Down forward 2 covers soft read. Back one is like medium hard read against anything else that isn't high crushing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let me try a couple with Claudio.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the King of
I'm gonna try
Iron
this
Fist
humor me
Tournament 7.
while you play
Steve
Claudio. I'm gonna pick
Fox.
Steve.
So like the reason I've been like, there's a lot of reasons I was using Claudio. The main is just because he has a hop kick. So like if I block down 4 from
Get ready for the
Right, he dies, unlike Steve where you just get Wild Man.
but also just like some funny incidentals, right? Because I was playing Sean Dude's like, and like he like explicitly mentioned it out loud. Something I already noticed, where like Claudio's 2, the way he reaches, like he punches all characters in the shoulder, and like they can't step. They have to fucking block that move. And it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
The 2
because,
jab's kind of nasty.
Round 1.
yeah, like Marduk has actually
Fight.
decent movement, but the fact that you can just kind of touch him there is great.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh my god. I'm ass.
KO. Round 2. Fight.
by me, Gov.
Yeah, so one thing I picked up from watching you and like Ty actually play Steve against me was
Mhm.
like sidestep down forward two and like how it realigns and stuff.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I got down for
My
two.
down
in
forward
that
two
game.
used to be all the time
Mm-hmm.
because I would do them on like frame 0, and you know people would always like step or whatever.
Well, if they're stepping in response to your down forward two, that tells you that your response to like doing down forward two is on a timing like where they're not looking to attack at all, right? So you just substitute that with a forward dash or a back dash, and then like the down forward two will come. But like I'm pressing it on a read, thinking you're gonna 1-2 or like down jab or like down 4. So the sidestep is kind of like a not explicitly to realign. I'm just hitting it at the time that I think you're gonna go with the low.
Round 1.
Gotcha.
Fight. KO. Round 2. Fight. KO. Round 3. Fight. KO. Round 4. Fight.
Okay, dead ass. I really, based on the way you play, I feel like I'm biased as shit. I think Noctis would be nasty for you. The reason I think that,
Oh, really?
the reason I think that is because you want to play Noctis against Biggs and Marduk, right? Or sorry, you want to play Claudio against him, right?
Yeah.
The way you're playing Claudio is very button minimal. And Claudio is a very button heavy character, right? Like the reason he's scary is because back one covers everything. And if you stand still to block back one, you're open to, well, you have to hold like running 2 shit. You have to hold running 4 or like forward 4. And then if you're really choosing to play into that, that's like not favorable, right? Forward 4 1 plus 2, things like that. And then if you're really, really standing still and doing nothing, he can down back 4-3. He can like sidestep 4. He can like play sidestep into down 4-3. He has like a lot of those things, but it's built around your opponent doing nothing. But the way you were playing him against me was kind of poke heavy with lows, and then a little bit of representation with like jabs and things like that. But the reason I think Noctis is really good against, now given I didn't play Marduk against you or anything, we can try that right now. But the reason I think Noctis is good is because specifically in the Marduk matchup, I think Noctis is broken. Marduk has a really hard time getting in on Noctis. He has to play down back 2 if he wants to get in on Noctis. Noctis has a really easy time playing at the range where down back 2 is like a dash input, and then he can up forward 1 it, or he can back dash it and whiff punish it, right? So Marduk is playing a losing game trying to do that. The tackle thing is a little annoying, but I've kind of been training nonstop, and I feel pretty comfortable like breaking it. So I'll like literally do nothing and just break the tackles. Like, so Marduk, if he wants to kill me, has to go down 3, down 4 over and over again. And it only takes 1 down 4 block to turn into while standing 2-2, right? And I can still play 2-2 to keep him out at the time. And the nice part about Noctis is you can play up forward 1 almost exactly like you play Steve's back 1. He doesn't have 1-2-1, he just has 1-2. That's my sales pitch. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but that's my idea. And I think Noctis has an easier time. The only thing Noctis is like awkward with is like you might feel scared to down forward 2 or like forward 4 1+2 takes a dash input. But otherwise, that's my food for thought. It is like pretty close to Evo, so I wouldn't totally derail you. But if for some reason Claudio isn't going well after the fact, like that's something to consider after the event.
Word for sure.
That's my sales pitch.
I've definitely considered it because like I watch you play Joey a lot and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think Noctis Marduk is racist for Noctis. like Noctis's favor. I'm just bad at playing the matchup, but I think it's really good. You play Claudio, I think. I'm gonna try my budget ass Marduk. See what happens.
Craig Marduk.
oh, we didn't get Forgotten Realm. Let's go.
Get ready for the next battle.
Yeah, I've been trying to the reason I like specifically am picking for this matchup and what I'm doing going into Evo is like I'm trying to iron out like specific fuzzy timings on like Marduk shit, like 1-2 forward 1 into down 4 and like other shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to perfect the fuzzy blocks
Niente
for
di
those
più
things
facile.
so that I get the low
Round
block and I
one.
can top kick his ass.
Yeah.
when I see that, you know, like
KO. Round 2. Fight. All set.
Oh shit.
KO. Round 3. Fight.
Oops. I'm down for 1. Oh my god, that's so dumb.
I respect it.
Oh my god.
Hitbox Claudio is so
Round
cheap.
4.
Dude.
Fight.
My god. Whoa.
All set.
Ah, I suck.
Oh, nice whip punish. Nice whip punish.
KO.
I can't combo for shit.
You lose.
Had to make up for that budget ass while standing 4 or whatever I did lockdown
Yeah.
for.
Get ready for the next battle.
Yeah, like on a basic level, and I think we already talked about this. Like I understand the concept of like, you know, Marduk never has like a plus frames really. Like everything he does is fucking minus on block, and like some of his shit on hits, like not even that plus. I just find it difficult to know when to mash.
Yeah. I don't think that is too important that he's always negative because he has parry, he has like really good movement, so
Round one.
he can play around not having frames. You know, it's not like he's not scary because of his offense. He's scary because he can do everything, and then like it does a million damage. He's kind of like Fang in that sense, where like he doesn't have like one incredibly scary thing, except his like everything is pretty good. There's no like one thing to abuse or play around, so you have to kind of play Tekken with him in that sense.
KO.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Round two. Fight. KO. Round three. Fight.
Oops.
KO. Get ready for the next battle.
Which other matchups did you have Claudio prepared for? Marduk and
basically any
other specific?
character with obnoxiously long arms and is really tall. So Marduk, Jack, and Gigas,
Okay.
and I guess Bears.
I think Jack is still Steve. Fine for Steve.
I agree. Yeah, no. I mean, this is the only one that's
Yeah.
prepared for.
I think you should only lab Marduk punishment on Claudio and then only play Steve for the rest. And then grind games against like any Marduk you can as Claudio. But I think you should like double down on Steve. What?
I got him with murder.
KO. Round two. Fight.
Oh shit. Let's go.
All set.
shit. Oh my god, nice. Yeah, I think you should prepare it for this matchup specifically if your Steve is that uncomfortable. I think that it is too close to develop him to the point where you're going to be able to exert strong pressure against multiple opponents and multiple different character types. So if your Steve is still uncomfortable with Marduk, yeah, I would do Claudio just for this and then like get really good at Steve for everything else. I think that's going to be way more return on investment because your Steve is like so much stronger.
Welcome to the King of Iron Fist Tournament 7.
Yeah. I can pick Jack and you should pick Steve.
Jack 7.
I think that the difference is like your Steve is really, really strong, and honestly tying in the whiff punishment is going to make the difference, I think, more than needing a new character. If the long arms are bugging you, you have to remember that hitting a button into Steve is only advantageous if Steve is like coming into you, right? Like that's the only time Steve is losing to like a keep out move is if he's running in. But if they're attacking into you over and over again, each of those is a death attempt. Right? Like each of those they're handshaking the chance that they can die. And if they don't know that, then you got to show them. Like if I'm doing this over and over, you got to find the thing that kills me. And it doesn't have to be a duck. It can be like backdash like twice. Like look at how far I have to come in to get this 2 jab, right? I have to do this. Like if you find the back 1 on my forward dash, I'm dead, right? So it's like that's what you should work on. Like you're playing around there and I'm dashing in and doing a 2 jab. You want to find like, yeah, exactly that, right? Like come out again. So like if we're playing and just like doing neutral and moving around and you're always here, how do I hit you? I have to run up and do this. I have to run up and do, yep, I'm dead. See what I mean? So the 2 jab is only scary if you're trying to attack into me. Right? And then if Jack is doing something like this, you have sidestep right back 1 as like your answer. Yeah. Yeah, exactly like that, right? So you are happy if they're choosing to play like this into you. The long arms should not be super scary. Each of those is a death attempt, and you're in the lead right now, so even if I do it.
So like that and down forward 1.
Yeah. The down forward 1 is the same speed as your back 1, right?
Yep.
So if I'm engaging with down forward 1 at this range, I'm whiffing, which is Sonic Fang, right? So you want to be sharp enough to whiff punish that. And then you want to recognize that if they are tired of whiffing and they come in like this, that forward dash is a back 1. Like you were doing it against my Noctis subconsciously, where I would like run up and duck and then you would just do back 1. You can do that sooner as I do this. And you hit my 2-2 with a back 1 once. It's the same rationale, just a bit faster.
Gotcha.
Right? And if Jack is really doing this, like he's trying to die, right? Did you say
really
something?
annoying Jacks have the dash up into full crouch,
Yeah.
down back 1.
Yeah.
That shit
Yeah.
is
Yeah, so look at the speed of a dash jab, like this, right? His jab is like what, 11 frames? So like dash jab is probably like 16 frames or something. You know, like roughly. This is even slower. So this is a down forward 2. It's a down forward 2 on your same back 1 timing. So you are like you if they're playing a 2 jab Jack, you have your movement and you have back 1. If they're playing run up full crouch, you have down forward 2. Yeah, like you counter hit my full crouch. Like we're playing here, playing at this range, I'm running up. You want to like find the, yeah, exactly. Down forward 2 is your answer to that. And if a Jack is stepping your down forward 2, he's moving, right? So you have down 2, you have down 1, you have like realign forward dash, like make him choose again. You got options. But basically, the whiff punishment and the down forward 2, in my opinion, should cover every issue you're having with the Jack approach. Right? And then if he's playing this, that's like also back 1 or walk left. Yep, or just, yeah, you hit him for doing it multiple times. Yep. So, I think playing Claudio is doing your Steve a disservice. Your Steve is really strong, and cleaning it up with the down forward 2 and the whiff punishment is going to really bring it together. So, that's my take. Let's play a first or 2 with the Jack, and then I'll go back to Noctis.
Okay. I'm just gonna
Get ready for the next
I
battle.
did. I wanted to get your opinion on Claudio.
Yeah.
He's also just hella fun.
Yeah, if he's fun, I mean, that's a good part too. But I think specifically for like event preparation, you're like, what, 2-3 weeks out or something?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. It's like It's like get your Steve fully like, so spend this week like grinding, like getting really comfortable with down forward 2. And if they're stepping it, that means you're just hitting it at a time where they're not even looking to press. So you just recalibrate it to like, this is my back 1 but mid. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, yeah. That's that I think of 1-2-1, back 1, and down 4-2 as the same move basically with different amounts of confidence. Like if I'm super confident at what they're doing.
Fight.
Anyways. Oh fuck me, Jesus. Oh my god, I didn't mean to charge it.
Round 2. Fight.
Epic combo.
KO. Round 3. Fight.
That sucks.
Godlike trade.
Oh, yep. Oh, man.
KO. Round 4. Fight.
Messed up. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, so I think you are fine against Jack. You should be if you're having trouble dealing with like say like yeah, 2 jab, like you remember 2 jab is step to the right, down 4-2s, walk right, grind your Sonic Fang on any whiffs and on down 4-2 block punish. And then if they are doing down back 1s on timings that you can't counter hit, you just walk to the left. And that same with the full crouch. Full crouch is all walk to the left. So that should cover what you need with that. So yeah, if you really, really think Marduk is that hard on Steve, go Claudio. But I also think placing down forward 2 where you place back 1 will solve a lot of your problems in matches, in situations where your back 1 is losing. I think that will be a stronger approach leading up to the competition. I think if we started maybe like 2 months ago, we could like build like a somewhat a Claudio just for Marduk, but I'm of the opinion that playing as strong as you can is better than playing the paper correct shit, because doing it fully correctly is really, really hard.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, right, like, since the end of last year, I completely switched a lot of stuff. I play on Hitbox now, as you may know.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I picked up Claudio back then.
Yeah.
So, I definitely agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm still gonna spend a little time on him, but...
Yeah, yeah. You're welcome to obviously do whatever you like. That's just my, like, tournament recommendation.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you can Sonic Fang the shit out of that.
Yeah, that's 14.
So far, man can walk.
Get ready for the next battle.
So are you going to Evo Japan too?
I am not. I'm saving for DreamHack San Diego, Combo Breaker, Evo Vegas, and CEO. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
Well,
I know Jimmy J's going.
yeah, I saw that.
That's exciting.
Pretty cool.
Round 1. Fight. KO. Round 2. Fight. KO. Round 3. Fight.
Ah!
KO. Round 4. Fight.
Oh shit. Oh, it's QCF1, yeah.
You can tell when I fuck it up, right?
I was like, well, jab doesn't make sense there, yeah. Oh,
Oh, God. Dang it.
GG's. Do you know why down 2 back 1 keeps working?
Let's fish.
Down to...
You keep hitting me with that.
Oh, yeah. I guess, like, it just has enough of a gap that you think you can attack.
Yeah, and it leaves me at a spacing where I'm required to forward dash, right? So a lot of your down forward 2s are advancing. Like you'll dash into me in the down forward 2. That's why it's getting sidestepped all the time. Not by me, but like other people.
Right.
A lot of your down forward twos come like out of advancing timings. So my recommendation is so in addition to doing let's see, the first issue was QCF1 on execution. So we have that practice. Right, and then the other thing is use down forward 2 as a back 1 substitute, not as its own move. So in addition to that practice, go into lower level games and just use down forward 2. Like your entire goal is saying when I feel like pressing back 1, I'm instead gonna hit down forward 2, and I want you to see what that feels like, and then you will eventually convert that into like regular down forward 2 usage and like integrate with your back 1. But the first thing is I want you to get super comfortable with just literally using that as a substitute. Because I think what's happening is you're not using it as a counter hit button necessarily. You're using it as like an advancing mid, which is not its best usage, although it like works, you know? The way you use back 1 is really like elegant. Like it's exactly what it's doing what it's supposed to do. We need down forward 2 to occur at the same situations with different confidence reads. So the situation is the same. They're coming into you. The read is they're either high crushing or doing a slower move, or you're not sure and you just want to cover the mid and you like know they're gonna hit a button. So if you watch back the VOD, you'll see things like you go for like a hard duck read on my low and your punish is good, right? So it kind of makes sense. Or if you get a low parry, it's even better. But you can ignore all that and just do a down forward 2, and it creates a problem for me where I can't even press a button. Like what the mind game based on what the defense you're presenting is either back 1 or duck, right? So like I can either choose to do a low that high crushes and just hit you, or I can do nothing, or I can run up and jab. And that covers a lot of options, right? Or I can like down forward 1. All of those things are like not as bad. Down forward 2 takes away the high crush attack option, right? That forces me to play into the back 1. So I've kind of beat the horse dead on that. But check out the VOD and watch how you're countering like my approach. And you will notice that down forward 2 ends up being the logical answer to a lot of those. And then you just have to get really comfortable doing it out of backdash, or like out of do nothing, or out of like, you know, down 2, down forward 2, shit like that, you know?
Got it.
Do you have any questions? Help with?
Do you have any like specific movement grinding practices that you do, like against specific moves or characters? Just because like I want to get more muscle memory with
Yeah,
my
I'll
new
put like
approach.
jack forward dashing, and then down back 1, or forward crouch, forward dash full crouch, and then forward dash down forward 2. And I'll be okay with being wrong, but I'm getting comfortable back dashing against multiple forward dashes, and then putting in my sidestep on the timing read and not having my hands be the obstacle. So forward dash down back 1, forward dash down forward 2, forward dash jackhammer, you know, that kind of thing. And then you put in the sidestep at that timing. You can do it with Brian run up like 3+4, Brian run up like the small pokes, that kind of thing. Those are like mini exercises you can do.
Word. Okay.
I'll write that down.
Yeah, I think that's mainly what I have. So I appreciate it. Fee.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Sweet. I had a good time. Hope you had a good time. I'll send the VOD link, and yeah, you're welcome to DM with questions anytime.
Sounds good, man.
Sweet.
Take it easy.
Yeah, have a good one. See you later.